Spaza shop owners across the country are racing against the clock with just days left to register their businesses before the Friday deadline. This comes after President Cyril Ramaphosa gave shop owners 21 days last month as part of a government initiative to address growing concerns over food safety and suspected food poisoning cases. Today, with MEC Lebogang Maile to assess the progress. Let's welcome him on the show. MEC, a very good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for joining us. So the deadline, of course, for the registration of all Spaza shops in the country is Friday. Just talk to us about the progress so far that's being made in Gauteng.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having us. Yes, indeed, the deadline is Friday as announced by the President. And we have been making an assessment throughout the province, working with all the 11 municipalities. We have been having a meeting on a weekly basis, but also visiting different registration centers. The registration is continuing, and it's at different levels, depending on which municipality. And we will then tomorrow update the public about the activities that have been taking place, what have been the challenges, the number of operation centers that have been there, which we had announced after the President made a determination. And we will also announce how many forms have been issued and how many have been returned. But I must say that we would like to call on South Africans not to wait until the last moment. They must immediately go to these different registration centers. We decentralize them to make sure that they are accessible and people don't have to go to selected places, but they are able to access these centers next to their communities, because we understand that a lot of small businesses are not making much, and hence it might be difficult and expensive for them to travel long distances to go and register. So what we have is to simplify the process for them.
MEC, last night on the SABC channel, Minister of Small Business Development, Stella Ndabeni, told my colleague that out of the 59,000 Spaza shops that have already been registered thus far in the country, 93% were non-South Africans. Just give us a picture in terms of Gauteng. How many registered and how many of those are not owned by South Africans?
Well, we don't want to preempt the announcement tomorrow, but we will give that detail in terms of each municipality, how many are South Africans and how many are not South Africans. But I can confirm that there are a lot of non-South Africans who have applied and submitted their registration forms. And also we will be explaining some of the problems that we have experienced.
How concerned are you, and I mean, I don't want you to preempt your announcement tomorrow, but how concerned are you that a number of South Africans have, through this process of just uncovering how many Spaza shops are operating in the country, notwithstanding, of course, in Gauteng, are really not South Africans, and that the reason that is because of just the red tape that surrounds a lot of the small businesses who try to get funding from government? How concerned are you that that is still ongoing, even though there's been some significant initiatives that have been implemented over the years?
Well, it's not surprising that we've got a lot of foreign-owned nationals, or rather, yes, foreign-owned Spaza shops. The problem has been lingering for a while, and we did speak about this at some point, about a study that was done, I think, a few years back, which had shown that at the time, I think 10 years or so, there was already about 50% plus of Spaza shops in the townships owned by foreign nationals, and it got in worse. But I think this opportunity that was a window of opportunity that was presented will give us a sense of the interest on the part of South Africans to use this opportunity. We have been meeting with the different commercial property owners in the townships to have this conversation so that we understand what are the things that makes it difficult for them not to use their commercial properties as businesses, but rather decide to rent them out, and specifically to foreign nationals. So it's a phenomenon which I think would have to be understood properly over time, and we will have to definitely make sure that we intervene in the best interest of South Africans.
Out of the 11 municipalities, MEC, as we wrap our conversation, are there any municipalities that troubled you, specifically when you look at the numbers?
No, municipalities have come to the party, and I think we should thank all of them. And it's impressive that all of them went all out, and perhaps there are different problems from municipality to municipality in terms of the citizens or communities in those municipalities. But municipalities as entities have worked very well with us, and we are very happy that they have come to the party. In fact, without the municipalities, this process would have been extremely difficult. And I think it went to show the importance of intergovernmental relations and making sure that if there's coordination between the three spheres of government, a lot of problems that people are facing will be solved quicker.
MEC, thank you so much for your time. MEC for Economic Development and Finance in Gauteng. Lebogang Maile, of course, saying that he will be making an announcement in terms of the processes that have been taken so far in Gauteng. That press briefing expected to take place tomorrow.